nasty look there.
Good morning. We're finally setting off from that absolutely wonderful stop at Honestad Farm.
And really nice people.
We were so low yesterday and it was a godsend, literally. You know, when they say the trail provides, it bloody well did last night, that's for sure.
Seems that the women lick. Or is that a male as well?
I have no idea. Brian's wondering about the gender of horses. I'm wondering where the trail goes.
Yeah, she's male. She's a female licking.
We started off, the day started off quite nice and cool, and we managed to sit around and drink coffee until it wasn't nice and cool anymore, because we're dumb and we never learn.
I'm trying to work out how to get off trail.
Yeah.
Well, not get off trail. Get home after trail.
Yeah, this is an interesting problem that has cropped up that frankly we should have foreseen but didn't quite, because we've been dropping pace a bit recently with the heat. We're not quite where we wanted to be in Belgium yesterday, and we're about 6 miles out of it, so it's like we're lagging behind by sort of, I don't know, half a day where we wanted to be. So we don't actually, what that means is we will now hit having to leave and go home time in the middle of a rail strike, national rail strike, not just local or anything. So we never thought that was much of a problem, because naively we thought, well, there's buses running. But of course everybody else knows there's buses running as well, so all the buses are actually fully booked. So we're going to arrive in Kirkjatholm with absolutely no idea how to get back to Liverpool.
Yeah.
It might be a long hitchhike on the carts. So we might have to get a paper bag for our faces and draw some smileys on them so people don't know what they're picking up.
Oh, do you know what they're picking up? Jump. We're going down there.
It's the charmingly named Shitlington Crack. We need to get up to that tower thingy.
Yeah.
Not
Can't
sure.
see it because it's just
Yeah. So at some point there'll be a very steep short climb in our future. And as Brian so poetically put it, it's warm. Oh well, that's actually not too bad.
Oh.
Couldn't see that from the fern, but there's a perfectly good trail. That's not too steep. Going up the crack, it looked like we were going straight for the wall and find your own way kind of good luck thing. But no, this is perfectly okay. Whew. We're in Belgium now. Just walked along the river very pleasantly. Now we're on some historic path. St. Cuthbert's Well. Heading into the town centre. It's very pretty. If a little steep. It's a long old road walk out of Belgium in brutal heat. The road surface just reflects the heat back at us, and
No road signs.
no road signs really. Yeah, it's Belgium's weird. I mean, it was perfectly the Pennine Way was perfectly labelled going in, and going out we're currently following Google Maps, a hand-drawn map and a prayer, because nothing really tells you. Well, allegedly it's at the top of this hill we're going off again. It's a bit in the town itself that the Pennine Way disappears a bit. Yay! Opposite the weather station we finally get a signpost again. Whew. I would have hated this to be the wrong hill to walk up with this. Oh yeah. Yeah. There's some pharaohs buried there. I don't know what that is. Old slag heaps for mining?
So.
Huh? Yeah.
I think so.
Looks like it, doesn't it? But anyway, this is that. It's past the buried pharaohs. We're once again making no progress through the moorlands towards Burness. It's, yeah, The heat wave's supposed to break either tonight or tomorrow at some point. I'm hoping we can pick up the pace again, but we're currently struggling pulling off 10 miles a day. It's like being back on the PCT, just hiking from water source to water source and then taking like an hour-long break to filter water. You do that 2-3 times a day. It knocks a lot out of you, time-wise. We might hike a bit longer tonight to catch up with some missed miles. We had a good long break yesterday evening, so hopefully we're back on our energy levels are a bit back up again. But it's hard, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. And the sheep don't talk to me anymore. There's I mean, no friends. We had a partnership once, but now they're just moaning people, like everyone else. The thighs is in front of us. Well, these are quite nice. There's more land, and more land, and more land. Ah, that was a joke. It is more land. Well, because it's so dry, it's not too bad to walk it.
Still in beautiful moorland. Guys decided to turn a bit spectacular. We are surrounded by flying ants. And there's all these cute little Christmas tree attempts going on. Yeah. Oh, these little trees. Brian is running from the flies. He's the lord of the flies, which I believe is just another word for the devil, isn't it?
Says the thunder flies. I shall start running now.
Not because of the ants either.
The ants are all over Heidi.
Absolutely glorious up here. But this is the trail. My boot for size. Yeah. Interesting. So it turned out that wasn't the way at all.
What?
It was the sharper of the two turns over the stile. There were two paths at the end, and you came over that stile that looked both identically trodden. And a sort of half leftish, half rightish, sorry, arrow, and both of those paths were going half right, just one a bit sharper, and it should have been a sharper one. So we just had to walk it from there. And it looks like that would have been a much better path, but right by the guidepost they both looked identical. No. Oh my God!
All them all over me bloody pants!
He's the spreader of heather pollen now. At least he's no longer the spreader of flying ants, so, you know.
Yeah.
There's a positive in everything. And I'm guessing we're going up to that little cairn up there. Called it a night in this rather random moor spot. Because that's... I mean, we've had nothing but moor since Bellingham, and we've got some more moor ahead of us, and then when the moor ends we're in forest. So I think we found these odd clear-cut strips. Not quite sure what they serve the purpose of, but it means we're not damaging any moorland, so that's where we are. Beautiful sky, nice breeze, so the flying insects are manageable. The flying scouser isn't manageable, but we've given up on that a long time ago.
Oh, thunder thighs there. My beautiful thunder thighs.
Yes.
How are they, my thunder thighs?
I don't know why you're talking to your legs, mate, but you're not going to get an answer back.
Okay, anger issues.
Making coffee. And a little tent. Shutting out the flies. And we've just realised that today, in a blind panic, we booked the buses home because I think I mentioned it before, there's a rail strike on at the moment. And yeah, it's really hard to get back. So today in Bellingham, while we were having breakfast, we booked a load of buses to get us home, and a hotel to go with it. We booked the hotel for the 18th and the buses for the 19th. So far so good, and we've just worked out we're probably about 32 miles from the end of the trail now. Today is the 14th, which means even if we walk slowly, we're going to come off the trail on the 17th. So everything's a day too late. Too late. The buses are too late. The hotel's too late. I can still cancel the hotel tomorrow without any difficulties, but we'll have to see whether we can cancel the buses. It's just, otherwise we'll have to think of an extra day hike to tack at the end of this. We're stupid! So what was your favourite bit about today?
The walking wasn't too bad. The worst one was the heat. Yeah. Moors is really nice. Panicking for water.
That's becoming a bit of a feature. It's silly, I know, but so many of the little streams you cross are dry that you do start to kind of hike in a bit of a... I mean, we'd left Bellingham within an hour. We were kind of just focused on finding the next stream. Not because we'd run out of water, but because we just, didn't know whether there would be any coming up. And it's unusual. I mean, that's not a UK way of hiking. But anyway, yeah, I agree with Brian today. The hiking, especially after Bellingham, just got really pleasant. It was fairly well signposted apart from a couple of bits, and just, yeah, nice moorland hiking. The worst bit about today were the flying ants.
Oh.
They don't bother me as much as they do Brian, because they don't bite me. Everything always seems to bite him, and with me they just land on, but oh my God, they were a lot. It was like Mitch Mageddon Part 2. This time it was Flying Ant-Mageddon. So we could have done without that, but other than that, it was a good day. So we finally managed to prise ourselves with some reluctance from our beautiful stay at Honeystead Farm and made our way through some slightly confusing farm tracks and fields towards Bellingham. Shitlington Cracks was a little shock to the system. Quite a steep little climb, but I mean, with little, I mean little. And it wasn't that bad in the end. It just looks, when you're approaching it, like you're walking straight into a cliff face, basically. And then, yeah, before you know it, you're in Bellingham. And follow this rather pretty walk along the stream and through the town, which is, it's a lovely little town, Bellingham. It's got everything you want service-wise. It's even got a campsite, which is where we were supposed to get the night before, but yeah. And then followed the road out after our resupply. And here on the map it looks really totally straightforward, the road. But on the ground it was a bit more confusing, with side paths going off here and there, and two major roads and no clear signs. So we were a bit like not sure where we were heading for quite a while, until we finally reached the signpost by the Egyptian pyramids, where we carried on through some more farmlands into the moors, and the rest of the day was just moorland hiking. I mean, very, very pleasant, really enjoyable moorland hiking all the way. This is where the flying ants got us somewhere around here. And then this was where we took that wrong turn. As you can see, sort of when there's a stile over a fence right there, and the signpost sort of points slightly left. So of course we went for the left path, which is the wrong one. It's the more straight on path is the Pennine Way. But we figured that out luckily quick enough and retraced our steps and carried on through some beautiful moorland, crossing a road and further into the moorlands until we reached the vicinity of Paden Hill, don't know. And we were aware that, I mean, you can just about see that we were heading towards a long section in forests and plantations and stuff, and we just didn't fancy our chances of finding any camping there, so we stayed basically right there.